Hey friends, welcome back to Sweet Death Entertainment. I am RJ Stone.
And I'm AJ Motts.
And we are here with part 2 of our really big interview with British Lion. So stay tuned. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am RJ Stone.
And I'm AJ Motts.
And we are very excited to have on the line with us today here on our wonderful channel for KNEC.com and Sweet Death Entertainment, the one and only Steve Harris from British Lion. Steve, how are you?
I'm really good, mate. And you?
We are doing very well. We are excited to see you tonight.
Yes, thank you for taking the time out of what we know is a very busy schedule, so we'll keep this short, concise. We want to talk about the album, the tour, and some fun stuff. So I want to start with a little bit of the history, going back to the first album and the band in general. What was it that you heard or saw about these guys that said you had to be a part of it?
Well, originally I just Graham Leslie, the guitar player, bought a treat to me, and it just stood out from loads of other things that I've been given, over the years. And anyway, to cut a long story short, he got together with Richard Taylor, and I just wanted to get involved and help him. And so I was helping him in more ways than one. I was just kind of doing everything really. But then when that imploded, I just thought one day I've got to make sure these songs see the light of day because I thought they were too good. And obviously, up till probably say 10 years ago, I couldn't have fitted it in at all, Maiden schedule or whatever. But now, the last few years, Maiden's done slightly less. So I was able to have the wonderful opportunity to, do a couple of albums and do a lot of touring in between them. So just have to grab the moment when you can, really.
So how did the writing process, how long ago did that start for this new album, The Burning, that's out now?
Especially with an 8-year difference.
Well, we've been playing some of those songs live for a while now, and the other ones on the US tour now, we're playing stuff that we've never played live before. So it's a bit of both. But we've just been writing stuff as we go along. But obviously, as I said, we've been playing together, the same lineup now since the first album. We've been playing live for quite a few years now, so it's really come on a lot, and obviously being together a lot more has really helped. And we've evolved into a proper band now. It's a real tight band unit now, and it's really enjoyable to work with the guys. And it's just evolved into a really good live unit. And so this album is really representative of that, and the fact that we've been able to go in and record the album very live sounding. So I think this is very representative of where we've been at the last few years.
Very cool. And then this new album, you got a couple singles out, Spitfire, which had been out for actually quite a while, and Lightning, but then now The Burning is the latest single. And what was it about that song that you decided, or the band decided, should be the title of the album?
Well, it was me that chose that really, the title, because I just thought there was something, that about it could do with it was up to not just the burning desire to actually do well or whatever. It also reminded me of like song, Burning Ambition. That was the first song really wrote with Maiden, and so that burning there, but also fire there that you have, and it just lent itself, a lot to like the imagery and stuff. And I thought I could do something with this for the artwork that lent itself to a lot of imagery. So that's what you're looking for really with a track from any album. When I've been working, I always look for something that conjures up imagery that you can work with art-wise.
Fantastic. So I have to be honest, Steve. This is RJ. I've listened to the album probably at least 10 or 12 times in the past few days since we got it. I did notice that, and I was kind of taken back about this, but City of Fallen Angels sounds a little bit like a love song. What's the backstory on that?
It's not actually, but
okay.
Richie has never sort of worried. Richie writes a lot of that sort of stuff anyway, and he's never been scared to sort of add the word love in there. I think I've been pretty scared to put the word love in songs in the past, but he's much more wears his heart on his sleeve, and a lot more than I do. So that's sort of more down to him than me. But he's very sort of open with his emotions, which is good. I think it's a bit like an extra for him really, because he had a really tough upbringing. So he's got a lot of goes out on this album in particular, I think, especially on Land of the Perfect People, which is, about him growing up, and because he was an orphan, and so, it kind of, there's a lot of things you can get out into the world, which is really, really good. It makes it really emotional and powerful.
Absolutely.
A different direction, which I would normally go in.
Yeah, and speaking of powerful, I think anybody who knows you, who's done any research on you, it's like, this is one of the things I know. You've always said UFO has been a big influence in you. The intro to Last Chance, it sounds like you're paying tribute to Phil and the Boys. Was that the intent, or is that just how you ended up writing the song?
Well, the funny thing is, I think it sounds more like the vibe of it, and it sounds more to me like the Zeppelin, really. But and I thought that the way Graham plays it, it's kind of leaning more towards Led Zeppelin. But there are some UFO influences there. I think the beginning, the build-up of Lightning, for example, reminds me a little bit of UFO. And I think for me, the influences with this band are UFO. And even back when, the band sort of first started and all that business, I was really trying to push them along those lines. A little bit more kind of, just a bit more rock, harder rock or whatever, UFO thing, this sort of style, really.
Sure. So now listen, of all the songs on the album, Bible Black seems to have a little bit more of a familiar sound and kind of like the classic Steve Harris vibe to it. Was this written specifically like during the writing sessions for this album, or had this been in a can for a while and you just brought it out for this album?
Well, the weird thing about that song is that we thought that, because it's a bit heavier, that song. It's got very melodic parts in it,
yeah,
verses and stuff, but the riff and stuff is pretty heavy, and we thought live it would be one of the favourites live in the US here. We've only played a few shows so far, but it sort of hasn't gone down as we thought it would. It's gone down very well, don't get me wrong, but it's not got the reaction we thought we would have. Some of the other songs, which we thought might struggle a little bit, because they're a little bit more maybe potentially commercial, have been going down great. So, you just never know, do you, really? So, I don't know, what do we know?
So, Steve, during this recording process, you do have a very iconic bass sound. Did you keep that sound, or did you modify it in any way for British Lion to kind of differentiate the bands?
Well, on the first album, I tried quite a few different things out, different sounds and just different approaches and stuff like that. And then, because at that time we hadn't played live together, but since then, obviously we toured around a lot, and I've just been playing with the normal sound. And so this album is more representative of where we're at live and more representative of my sound. And so it does what it says in the tune sound, because I've had it many, many years. And which I feel more comfortable with. So that changed there as well. And so, yeah, that makes a big difference for me. I feel more comfortable with that. The band has evolved as a band playing tight together over the years anyway, and this album's very representative of where we're at right now. I think, well, it has been for the last few years, I think. But, so, yeah, I'm back to the old using sound.
Awesome.
I'm not always using because of the level of touring we're at. I'm not always able to use all my sound equipment, but I'm pretty close with the sound even on this. So, yeah, it is what it is, and I feel more comfortable playing with that type of sound.
Sure, and this album seems to have a bit of a raw sound to it, which is always good to hear. Is that something the band was going for, or was that the influence of your producer, Tony Newton?
Yeah, no, we was definitely going for that, and Tony did a fantastic job in recording us and stuff, and so, he did a great job on that without a doubt, but, we were pushing to get that live sound, and it's not easy thing to get, really. A lot of people go for the massive productions these days, and that's great, but we really wanted to try and capture the live essence, and I think Tony managed to do that.
So, fantastic. So we had basically the opportunity last week, which is fantastic, to talk with Richard while you guys were, I guess he was in Florida. You were just getting ready to kick off the Florida tour. So we asked him what it was like playing next to you. Now you've been touring obviously for a while with these guys, and he said it's an absolute blast to share the stage with you. How does it feel for you, obviously coming from such an established arena, to look around on stage and now you see the non-usual suspects, surrounding you? What does that feel like after doing this for so long?
Well, it feels great because and natural now as well because we've been playing together for quite about 8 years now. So we've done quite a lot of touring. We've played all around Europe, UK and Europe. We played Canada, South America, Japan last year. So we've done a lot of touring together. Not as much as Maiden tour, of course, because it's not possible to tour that much for this band. Because Maiden always comes first, but. We have played a lot together, so it feels very natural, and we're really enjoying it. We've enjoyed, each other's company. We have a lot of fun, and it's really, really good, having a good time.
And how do you like being back in the clubs after being away for so long, and having the opportunity to, like, if a fan gets too close, to just basically whack him in the head with your headstock?
I'm actually loving it because, I like playing in clubs. I always like playing in clubs anyway, and I can't do that to Maiden. I haven't done it for many years at Maiden, so I've got the best of both of them, play with all these different venues, and in a lot of ways it's nostalgic because it brings back a lot of memories of Maiden playing in clubs. We didn't play in such clubs so much in America, but just the type of venues that we're playing. Obviously we did quite a few years around the UK in those sort of clubs. And, it just brings back a lot of good fun memories. So
with the remaining legs, leg of the tour, the remaining dates on the tour, you end up in New York here on the 20th. You guys are doing the rock cruise here in just a few weeks. Are there any plans to hit the West Coast or other cities that aren't on this bill?
Well, we'd love to do the rest of the States and the rest of Canada. When we played Canada last year, we managed to do the east side as well. So we know there's a lot more gigs we need to do in the States and Canada, and so at the end of the day, we'll try and do them at some point. We definitely want to play in these places. It's just trying to fit them in, really. I mean, we fitted in as many dates as we could have, missed left. Obviously, maybe going out in the summer, and we just have to see as to when we can come back. We definitely want to come back and do more gigs and lots of different cities, and that's a good guide. There's so many of these clubs in the States, you could end up doing for months on end. Just in the same country. And but obviously, it's just a question of trying to find the time in between Maiden stuff. It's not easy to fit stuff in, so but we will come back and do those dates at some point. I don't know when that's going to be, but we'll definitely try our hardest to come back and sooner rather than later.
That's awesome.
And RJ mentioned playing in the clubs, and playing in the clubs also brings a different type of travel situation for you guys. You're used to having your own jet. What's it like going back to the bus and touring that way? Do you know everybody's bathing habits now, or what's going on there? How's that feel?
Well, I never ever had a problem with being on the bus. I always used to enjoy being on the bus. In fact, I did at one point. I bought my own RV, so that tells you I like that sort of travel. But it's I don't mind it. Whatever gets you from A to B doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it's all very nice for swimming around on and private jets and all that sort of thing. But I'm just as happy to get on a bus, and I enjoy it. So I enjoy travelling. So it's none of it's a problem for me. It's not a chore. It's something I enjoy doing.
Awesome, that's really good to hear. And it might be a little too early, but the future of British Lion, how long do you plan on touring? More albums? What's the future hold for British Lion?
Well, we've already got some tracks that we feel are good, strong stuff for the next album. When we get around to recording the rest of that, I don't know. But again, it's just trying to fit things in. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to carry on touring and expand as long as we can. Make another album sooner rather than later, with more gigs. But it's just a question of trying to fit stuff in there. Maiden always has to come first. It always has, always will.
Sure.
I understand that.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's not a problem. And the only problem is literally trying to fit stuff in. So it's just a question of that, really.
We know you're super busy and your schedule's packed. Just two quick last questions here, just for a little fun. How are the kids? And do you have anything in the works to do a collaboration with Lauren and George?
Well, George is doing great right now. He's just finished our year of touring and stuff like that. They just finished the European tour with Shinedown and Alter Bridge. They're going to go out soon again, I think in March. I think they're going out to do something. I think they might even do one or two gigs in the States as well. They're talking about doing that with their own headline club gigs or whatever. And then doing some festivals in the summer. And so he's doing great. And Lauren's his album's doing great. So, and Lauren is sort of putting the back burner and music side of things. He's been acting lately, but there's a load of unreleased material there that I think is world class. So I'm trying to push her to get that out. And so watch this space.
Fantastic. All right, last item. Steve, we are so sorry that West Ham lost today. So how do you think they'll do the rest of the Premier League?
Oh, mate, I can't talk about it. The only thing is, I think maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because the last time we had a really good cup run, we got to the cup semi-final and we got relegated. So I think sometimes the cup run can really mess you up in the league. So I'm just pleased in a way that we've gone out in a weird way, so that now we can just concentrate on staying up. We just need to stay up.
We are looking forward to seeing you tonight. We're going to be at the show. We'll try to find you and say hi. It's British Lion. The album is The Burning. It is out now. You can get it everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, the great, the one and only Steve Harris. Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you for taking your time, Steve. We appreciate it. It's been an honor.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
So there you have it. Our biggest interview to date.
The one, the only, the iconic Steve Harris.
So go get British Lion. You can download it. It's on Amazon. There's videos up. They're selling vinyl on site. And that's it. The end of part 2.
And if they happen to come to a city near you, go check them out for sure.
Yeah, we wanted to let
tonight.
We wanted to let him. Well, hang on. We wanted to let him go because we have like time frames that we had to stay within.
Yeah, we were.
So the rest of the tour dates are as follows. Yeah. If you watch this in the next, 3 weeks. Tonight they're in Dallas. Tomorrow, the 26th, Memphis. Then Nashville. So my friends who are in Nashville, and I have a lot of friends in Nashville. Nashville's going to be a packed show because all the metal musicians who live in Nashville are going to go to the show.
They're all going.
And then they got Joliet, Illinois on the 29th, and then the end of the month, they're in Cleveland. Cleveland rocks.
And then they'll hit Lexington, Atlanta, Jacksonville, the Cruise, Fort Lauderdale, Southeast, West, and
and they end in New York on February 20th. Yeah. So you got a few dates. BritishLion.uk is the site. I'm RJ Stone.
I'm AJ Motts.
Stay metal.
Sacrifice nothing.
This is Sweet Death Entertainment.